It's starting. I'm sure it's starting, but it's not showing me that it's starting. Yes, we are game. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the maybe a little bit polarized discussion on whether or it's about like to be or not know, to do or not to do, or to go or not to go to acting class. And so I'm not here, of course, to ditch acting classes or acting schools. Um, I guess I'm more here to ditch any kind of education. So um, I am not for education because the way education is done is that an authority is telling you what to do, whether that's at school, acting school, music school, whatever school you want. So, a teacher, a figure of authority, is imposing a way that you must think, feel, behave. It's telling you what to do. So, therefore, it's becoming an authority and you're less than the authority. So, you have to submit to the authority, you have to obey the authority. They are right, they are wrong, they are good, you are bad, they know you don't. And so it creates a sort of uneven, unequal relationship, as if you need the teacher, the authority, the whoever is pretending that they're going to teach you something in order to become the full version of you. And so I am, just to take it all the way back, I am a parent who didn't put my children in the traditional educational system because I am against the way they do it. Education would mean that you are, is what comes out of you, education. So it would be what you are wanting and are interested in is pouring out of you. And what the education system does is it educates you. It forces material, pushes, shoves things down your throat. And so that's why my children went to a humanistic education, which is therefore really education, which means it's whatever you have going on is being fostered, encouraged, cultivated, honored, so that you have a say in your education. It's your education, and therefore, you, unique being, get to be part of the decision making of how you will educate yourself, of how the gold, the genius, the uniqueness that is you, the gift that is you, can flourish and start to participate and contribute into the rest of the world. Our traditional education system, whether it's primary school, nursery school, secondary school, acting school, singing school, whatever it is the opposite. It's you have nothing in you. You do what you're told. You sit down. You shut up. You listen. You look at what's good. And you're not doing it good. You look at what's right and you do it the way you're being told. And you compete and you obey. And basically, it's a program for obedience. So when it comes to a discipline of expressing yourself, whether it's through, again, whichever artistic discipline, whether it's art, whether it's even the athletes, um, people who are willing to be fully experiencing their truth, fully expressing their truth, and therefore fully impacting the audience they're serving, going to a school that will teach you a method or a technique in order to do your discipline well will inevitably take the freedom out of you because it's telling you what to do. It's telling you how to behave, how to think, how to feel. So it's programming you to be something else than what you are. And so, therefore, you can't be free because you're learning, opening up to an authority pushing another truth inside of you that's deemed to be better because you're learning from them. They know better. You're the student, you don't know. They're the teacher, they know. And so you open up and they push a method or a technique, a truth, theirs, their own, or a group's truth into your system. And that gets formatted into your nervous system, into your patterns, into who you're becoming and evolving. And therefore, you cannot have access to your own freedom anymore because you're progressively blinded, disconnected, pressured to not be you. So when a teacher is telling you how to do something, they are robbing you the opportunity to discover how you would do it. Does that make sense? So even in all the way to a humanistic education, which is the type of education that my children have been involved in, the teachers are not allowed to teach unless the child specifically demands to be taught. It's that radical. I'll repeat it. Teachers are not allowed to teach unless the child specifically demands to be taught. And when a child is demanding to be taught, how the teacher will show up is by asking questions. So let's say, oh, how do cats eat? Is my question as a child. The teacher will be like, that's an interesting question. I wonder where you could find the answer to that. So that type of teaching is enabling the child to actually stay in their own power, stay in their own authority, and progressively develop their capacity to hear themselves, to find their own resource, to teach themselves, to find solutions to their own problems, rather than, oh, I'm going to sit down and listen and do what I'm told. See how passive that is? See how that is never going to enable you as a learner, whether you're 2 years old or whether you're 20 and in acting school or in singing school. It's never going to enable you to freely, truthfully develop your talent, which is unique, which is the one you want to enjoy. Because if you're not enjoying yours, you literally cannot enjoy yourself if it's not going through you. And therefore, if it's not truthful, who are we kidding? It's not going to do anything for anyone. So you're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be fully expressed. You're not going to impact an audience if you're not literally being in your truth. So that is why I stand against education the way it's done in general, because the way traditional education, no matter what discipline, whether it's a school or specific disciplines that are being taught, especially artistic, are forcing material there in you. They're asking you to repress yourself, and they're oppressing your system with a foreign authority that needs to be better and more important than your own. And so if you accept that, as we do as children, then you have no more access to your truth. Then you're programmed to obey. So when people start working with us in our community, we usually ask that they temporarily pause their acting classes or whatever classes they're involved in, so that they can actually start to hear their own guidance, their own insights, their own sounds, so that they can even listen to what's happening. Because if you're constantly looking towards a teacher, an authority who is telling you what to do and how to do it, you're not going to tune in. You're not going to listen in. You're not going to enjoy your freedom and your truth. So in an artistic discipline, in an athletic discipline, in a, any fully expressed discipline, what's really, really important is that you be you, is that you be free, is that you have the capacity to feel what you feel, think what you think, um, behave how you behave, move how you move. And if you've been programmed to obey or like shaped into a method or a technique or a bunch of steps or a magic recipe that never fails, well, there is no you anymore. There's just a cookie cutter, generic thing. You know, like when you call and there's a person on, I don't know, whichever, like phone operator, and that you know that they're reading. There's not a real person who's listening to you and answering. They're just repeating something that they're reading from a board. So when we go to and when we lean on external teaching, professors and teachers, that's what happens. So we're going to have a big head full of knowledge and information, and we're going to have an empty heart and an empty gut, empty solar plexus, because we're not going to be really in our bodies listening to our truth, our freedom, because we have a concept of what's right, what's good, what will work, what will make me win, what will make me be good, what will please, what to say for them to like me, to accept me, to be validated, to get money, all of that. So it's all out. But it's not you having your own experience. And of course, as an artist, as anyone who is involved in to really being a creator, I guess is a word that would sum up whether you're a bold CEO, athlete, or artist. If you're really, really wanting to be enjoying your creator status, um, you need to make sure that you have access to the original, natural you. And the more you're going to allow external authorities to tell you what to do, what to feel, how to behave, how to do it right, how to please, how to be looking good, the less you are going to have access to you, because it's abusing your truth to enable other truths to come into you. So I hope that this makes sense. And if it does, and you want to taste the work we do, we work by not teaching, and by I'm not a teacher, I'm not a coach. I accompany people into undoing all of that conditioning and programming so you can get to your truth and your freedom back. So if that makes sense, we work in the gift economy, and you can taste our work for 5 days if it works for you. So you can type the word taster, and then we can send you a link so that you can taste if this work of undoing rather than learning, of undoing all the obedience programming that you've been submitted to in this traditional education system, is something that rings your bells. And if it does, we're happy to work with you. Yeah, I hope this made sense, and wish you a happy week. Bye.